Welcome to our documentary on one of the most devastating conflicts in human history, World War I. Lasting from 1914 to 1918, this global conflict involved the major powers of Europe and later drew in countries from around the world. It was characterized by trench warfare, technological innovation, and significant loss of life. Join us as we delve into the causes, key events, and lasting impacts of World War I. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to our channel for more historical documentary like this one. To understand World War I, we must first examine its causes. Tensions had been building in Europe for decades due to factors such as imperialism, militarism, nationalism, and a complex system of alliances. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary in 1914 served as the spark that ignited the conflict. Austria-Hungary's declaration of war on Serbia triggered a chain reaction of alliances, drawing in the major powers of Europe into a devastating conflict. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was a pivotal event that sparked World War I. On June 28, 1914, Ferdinand and his wife, Sophie, were assassinated in Sarajevo, Bosnia, by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist. The assassination set off a chain reaction of events due to complex alliances and tensions among European powers. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for the assassination and issued an ultimatum, leading to a series of declarations of war between various countries. This eventually escalated into a global conflict involving most of the world's great powers. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was an Austrian archduke, born on December 18, 1863, and heir presumptive to the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He is primarily remembered for his assassination in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914, which triggered the outbreak of World War I. The assassination was carried out by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist, while Franz Ferdinand was visiting Bosnia. The event escalated tensions between Austria-Hungary and Serbia, eventually leading to a chain reaction of alliances and declarations of war that ignited World War I. The war quickly escalated as the Central Powers, led by Germany, clashed with the Allied powers, including France, Russia, and later, the United Kingdom and the United States. Trench warfare became a defining feature of the conflict, with soldiers entrenched in a stalemate along the Western Front. Battles such as Verdun, the Somme, and Passchendaele saw horrific casualties on both sides. Meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Russian Empire faced off against Germany and Austria-Hungary. World War I witnessed unprecedented technological innovation in warfare. From the use of machine guns and artillery to the introduction of tanks and chemical weapons, the conflict saw a deadly escalation in the tools of war. The widespread use of poison gas, such as chlorine and mustard gas, inflicted horrific suffering on soldiers and civilians alike, leaving a lasting legacy of the horrors of chemical warfare. World War I saw significant advancements in military technology and tactics. Some of the key innovations during the war included: 1. Machine guns. The war saw the widespread use of machine guns, such as the Maxim and Vickers guns. These weapons could fire hundreds of rounds per minute and were devastating in trench warfare. 2. Artillery. Artillery became more accurate and powerful during World War I. Both sides used heavy artillery to shell enemy positions and fortifications, causing massive destruction and casualties. 3. Tanks. Tanks were introduced during World War I, although they were initially unreliable and ineffective. However, they played a significant role in breaking the stalemate of trench warfare and revolutionized land warfare. 4. Poison gas. Chemical weapons, including chlorine, mustard gas, and phosgene, were used for the first time in World War I. These weapons caused horrific injuries and deaths and led to the development of gas masks and other protective gear. 5. Aircraft. Aviation technology advanced rapidly during World War I. Initially used for reconnaissance, aircraft soon became armed with machine guns, bombs, and other weapons. Fighter planes engaged in aerial dogfights, while bombers targeted enemy positions and infrastructure. 6. Submarines. Submarines, particularly German U-boats, played a significant role in naval warfare during World War I. They were used for blockade operations, sinking merchant ships, and disrupting enemy supply lines. 7. Trench warfare. The war popularized trench warfare, where soldiers dug elaborate networks of trenches for protection from enemy fire. Trench warfare led to the development of new weapons and tactics, such as grenades, flamethrowers, and trench mortars. 8. Communication. Advances in communication technology, such as telephones, radios, and signal flags, improved coordination between military units and command structures. These technological innovations had a profound impact on the course and conduct of World War I, shaping the tactics, strategies, and outcomes of the conflict. Impact and legacy. By the time the war ended in 1918, the world had been forever changed. The Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh terms on Germany, laying the seeds for future conflicts. The war also led to the collapse of empires, the redrawing of borders, and the emergence of new nations. The staggering loss of life, estimated at over 16 million people, left scars on entire generations and reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the 20th century. World War I, also known as the Great War, had profound impacts and legacies, both positive and negative, that shaped the 20th century and beyond. Positive impacts and legacies. 1. Advancement in medicine. World War I prompted significant advancements in medical technology and practices. Field hospitals, ambulances, and surgical techniques were improved to treat wounded soldiers. This led to developments such as blood transfusions, plastic surgery, and prosthetic limbs, which benefited civilian healthcare as well. 2. Technological innovations. The war spurred technological innovations, particularly in aviation and communication. Aircraft were developed for reconnaissance and combat, laying the groundwork for the future of air warfare. Additionally, advancements in wireless communication improved long-distance communication, which later influenced civilian communication networks. 3. Social changes. The war brought about social changes, especially regarding women's roles in society. With many men serving in the military, women entered the workforce in large numbers to fill essential roles previously held by men. This shift paved the way for women's increased participation in the labor force and eventually the women's suffrage movement. 4. Nationalism and independence movements. World War I contributed to the dissolution of empires and the rise of nationalism, leading to the independence of several nations. Countries like Poland, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia emerged from the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires, fulfilling long-standing aspirations for self-determination. Negative impacts and legacies. 1. Casualties and destruction. World War I resulted in immense human suffering, with millions of soldiers and civilians killed or injured. The war's unprecedented scale and brutality left scars on entire generations, leading to widespread trauma and loss. 2. Economic fallout. The war caused significant economic disruption, with countries burdened by debt, inflation, and unemployment. The cost of the war drained national treasuries and led to financial instability, contributing to the Great Depression in the 1930s. 3. Treaty of Versailles and seeds of World War II. The Treaty of Versailles, which officially ended World War I, imposed harsh terms on Germany, including territorial losses and reparations. These punitive measures fueled resentment and economic hardship in Germany, paving the way for the rise of Adolf Hitler and the outbreak of World War II. 4. Global instability. World War I reshaped the geopolitical landscape, leading to ongoing conflicts and tensions worldwide. The war redrew borders, created unresolved territorial disputes, and exacerbated ethnic and religious tensions in regions such as the Middle East and Eastern Europe, contributing to instability that persists to this day. In summary, World War I had a complex legacy, with both positive and negative impacts that continue to shape the modern world. While it spurred progress in certain areas, such as medicine and technology, its devastating human cost and long-term consequences underscore the importance of efforts to prevent future conflicts. In conclusion, World War I was a cataclysmic event that reshaped the course of history. Its legacy continues to reverberate to this day,